Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome back to my podcast if you are listening to this episode in the audio version only. My name is Rux, I'm a Western tropical astrologer, and today we're going to be talking about new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius, obviously, taking place on the 4th of December 2021 at 7:42 GMT, 7:42 in the morning. Folks, this eclipse is super important because it is the last eclipse in the Gemini Sagittarius pair of signs for a really long time. Let me actually check to tell you when we're going to have the next set of eclipses in this pair of signs kicking off. Well, it's going to kick off in 2029. Okay, so certainly that's a long wait. Time to make the most of this particular solar eclipse. So the Gemini Sagittarius set of eclipses started off in 2020. We had the first eclipse taking place on the 30th of November. It was a lunar eclipse in Gemini, but it was obviously contacting Sagittarius as well. Then we had a solar eclipse in Sagittarius on the 14th of December 2020. We also had eclipses certainly this year in Sagittarius on the 26th of May. We had a solar eclipse in Gemini on the 10th of June, and alas, last eclipse, woohoo, coming right up in December. Now, why am I so excited? Because, of course, this eclipse is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is connected with positivity and optimism and finding meaning, and it is the sign of adventure and beliefs. And I also like the aspects in the sky. I'm going to be just super frank with you. I'm liking the fact that this eclipse is really nicely aspected to Saturn. It's like, yes, we're embarking upon a new adventure, but we're doing this responsibly. So we're not just like throwing ourselves into it blindly, be like, let's just see where chaos takes us. No, it feels like as a collective and also at an individual level, we are taking a cautious step forward in a new journey overall. But I'm getting so excited about this eclipse, and I haven't even told you what I wanted to tell you from the very beginning. I know I get these questions all the time, so I'm repeating myself, but alas, here I am. I'm a Western tropical astrologer, therefore all videos on my channel, all episodes on my podcast will follow Western tropical astrology. Secondly, I use the whole sign house system, just in case you're wondering. And thirdly, if you want to work with me, you can find me on my website, which is writteninthestars-astrology.com. That is written in the stars in one word, astrology.com. You can go to the services section and figure out what service from what I offer is best suited for your needs. You can choose from the live Zoom consultation, which, by the way, is completely customizable to your needs. We can talk about your natal chart, we can talk about the year ahead, we can talk about synastry, whatever it is that you need, or you can choose from one of the various types of audio recorded readings. And I still have, at the time when I'm filming this, I still have some open slots for live consultations in December, in case you are wondering. So let me go back to the eclipse because it's kind of like bubbling up. So as I said, this is happening on the 4th of December. Also look at the week before, the week after, of course, because eclipses do have this kind of like wider range of influence. This is taking place at 12 degrees of Sagittarius, 12 degrees and 21 minutes to be very precise. Folks who have planets around 12 degrees of of mutable signs. So Sagittarius is a mutable sign, Pisces is a mutable sign, Gemini is a mutable sign, Virgo is a mutable sign. So folks that have planets between roughly 9 and, let's say, 15 degrees of mutable signs, you're probably going to feel the eclipse the most. But everyone has Sagittarius somewhere in their natal chart, so everyone's going to feel it, maybe not as intensely and as personally as the folks that I have just mentioned. The eclipse is in conjunction with Mercury, the messenger, so that's why I'm thinking whatever's happening at a collective level is going to be all over the news, and it's in a harmonious aspect with Saturn, planet of commitment and structure, and Jupiter, of course, the dispositor of the eclipse, is in a tense aspect with Mars. So there will be mixed reactions to whatever news are coming up. As expected, some people may not necessarily agree, some people might not be on board, but let's face it, Sagittarius is a sign that promotes a specific belief system. And for those who adhere to that belief system, for the supporters, it's great because they believe in it. It's like, yes, like we believe in this too. Yes, we want this to happen. But the thing is, not everyone has the same belief system. Obviously, I'm stating the obvious here. So there will be opposition. There will be people getting angry. There will be people trying to push back. There will be people that say, oh no, this is not taking us into account. There will be people that might try to fight it. What can I say about it? I do have something to say, actually. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I generally recommend to my clients, especially on an individual level, whatever comes up at an eclipse time, embrace it, because it's just a fact. It's the way things are. There's no point in kind of like wanting to stay stuck in the past or attaching yourself too strongly to the past or to the way things have been, or wanting to kind of like completely alter the circumstances. Eclipses are generally connected with the hand of destiny. They feel fated. They bring a feeling of fatedness. They bring fated encounters also. And they are generally set to push us forward in the direction of our destiny, because sometimes we obviously lose our path and so on. So that's my general recommendation. You folks can obviously do whatever it is that you want to do. Also look back, everyone, if you've got the time to do this. I know I'm giving you all of these dates. I'm giving you homework. Look back at what was going on in your life between the 28th of March and the 10th of April. Why? Because that is when the nodal axis was contacting 12 degrees of Sagittarius, which is the exact degree at which the eclipse is happening. So there could be a certain mirroring of themes, or themes that were first brought to the public's attention, or themes that first came to your attention around that time, materializing now in December. Maybe you thought it was not necessarily something super important. Maybe it seemed small, and now you realize, okay, this is going to be my future. So I might as well deal with it. I might as well embrace it. We're going to have news about traveling, 100%, of course, because it is Sagittarius. There might be some sort of like new rules implemented, and rules that feel long lasting when it comes to traveling. Also, some sort of new rules may be connected with education, some sort of like new educational system. I also wouldn't be surprised if we heard big news connected with the church and maybe with some sort of religious institution, because let's face it, Sagittarius is connected with the church. It's belief, it's faith, it's like a higher power. So we're probably going to hear something of that nature as well. Now, I know most of you are here for the updates for each zodiac sign, so I will share them. Remember to listen to your rising sign. Most importantly, if you don't know your rising sign, then listen to your sun sign. But in particular, I always say rising sign, rising sign, rising sign, because that is the sign that was rising on the eastern horizon at the time when you were born. It is the sign that tells you let's say what your life direction is kind of like impacted by. It is also the filter through which you see reality. So, Aries suns and Aries risings. You have on the 4th of December, week before, week after, a solar eclipse in Sagittarius in your 9th house, sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in the 11th house. Aries, you're embarking upon a new journey in terms of studies, in terms of higher education. Very likely, you might also be embarking upon a new adventure connected with your spiritual path. Maybe you are joining a group of people that feels very aligned with your evolving life philosophy. This could also be a time when a teacher enters your life. This can also be a time when you feel illuminated in a way and start looking at reality from a novel perspective. On a more kind of like 3D material reality level, you could be receiving news of a positive nature connected with visas, legal status, immigration, passports, getting accepted to university, or getting accepted to I don't know, like a master's degree, a PhD, and so on. It's coming as a result of, so this result is coming as a result of your hard work. So it's not something that is being handed to you on a silver platter. Enjoy it. It is a win. This can also be a time in which you kick off some sort of new initiative of promotion in your life. I'm thinking of a marketing campaign. I'm thinking of publishing a book or something where you spread your ideas to kind of like a mass level, my dear Aries. It's looking very good. It's looking lucrative. And it's also looking like it's something that you might continue to use or to rely upon in your career in the long run, Aries. So this is very exciting. Share with us, please. My dear Taurus suns and Taurus risings, on the 4th of December, give or take a week before, a week after, you have a new beginning, a solar eclipse in your 8th house of other people's resources, sextiling Saturn and Aquarius in your 10th house. This can be a time when you negotiate some sort of like new bonus at work. This could also be a time when a partner, if you are in a relationship, has some fantastic news to share with you, connected with their career, connected with their profession. It can literally be maybe a partner receiving a promotion that comes with more money, that essentially brings more money into your shared bank account, and your financial life is being positively affected, positively impacted at this time. This can also be a time when you feel like you've accessed some sort of new source of power that you can rely on to build your career moving forward. You might have also secured an investment for your career around this time. You might secure an investment. It can also be a time when you secure a mortgage or a loan. But it does feel like something that you've worked hard to get. You know, it's not something that just kind of like came to you on a silver platter, like I keep on saying. This eclipse is the result, in a way, of your hard work, almost. Even if it feels like it lands in your lap kind of like out of nowhere, because that's sometimes how eclipses can feel. My dear Geminis, Gemini suns, and Gemini risings, this solar eclipse on the 4th of December, week before, week after, is happening in your 7th house of committed partnerships and relationships. And it is sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in your 9th house. I really have to say, Geminis, this is big for you relationship-wise. So, you're either meeting someone who is likely to become a long-term committed partner. You are either already legalizing some sort of partnership, some sort of relationship. I see you signing papers. I see your status changing partnership-wise and relationship-wise. It doesn't have to be romantically. It can be in business. You might be signing a contract with maybe like a foreign kind of partner, someone who works from an international office. You could be also, let's say for instance, helping a partner out with legal matters and they receive a new status. Maybe you're helping a partner out with their passport application, with their visa application. The news is fantastic. The news is great, Geminis. If you want to figure out what it is that you're going to be dealing with, I would also recommend looking at what was going on in the area of partnerships between the 28th of March and the 10th of April this year, because this is when the nodal axis was traveling at the exact degree of this eclipse, 12 degrees. So this is happening at 12 degrees of Sagittarius. Great news partnership-wise. Tell me if you're getting engaged. I really want to know. I really want to hear. If you are a Cancer sun or a Cancer rising, like yours truly here, this new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius is happening in your 6th house, Cancerians, on the 4th of December, week before, week after. And it is conjunct Mercury. Let's see, Mercury for you rules your 12th house and your 3rd house. So we are probably having good news coming your way. You are embarking upon a new adventure, if you ask me, Cancerians, probably from a health-related perspective. Maybe you are deciding to commit to a new diet, to commit to a new set of habits, and it feels like something that you want to do for the long run because you truly believe in it. So that's the thing. You have faith in it. It feels good. It feels like something that you are going to benefit from health-wise for the long run. And you're probably also going to benefit from it from a mental health perspective. Some of you Cancerians might also kick off a new work-related chapter. So you could be getting a job offer. You could be entering a new team. It looks like your day-to-day is changing, and it is changing dramatically. And as a result of it, when it comes to work, you are also expanding your skill set. I'm excited. Let me know what this is for you. Leo suns and Leo risings. On the 4th of December, week before, week after, you have a new moon solar eclipse in your 5th house, sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in the 7th house of relationships. Certainly the eclipse is conjunct Mercury, and Mercury is the ruler of your 11th house of long-term plans and your 2nd house of values. This new adventure that you're embarking upon at this time, Leos, seems to be an adventure of a creative nature. You are probably kicking off a new creative project, maybe with a business partner. You could also be kicking a creative project, symbolically speaking, with a romantic partner, as in maybe deciding to, let's say, have a new child, or maybe hearing news of pregnancy from your partner, or you might find out that you are pregnant. Together with your partner, if you have kids already, you might take some sort of long-term decision connected with their education moving forward. Some Leos at this time are likely to fall in love, especially those of you who are single, because the 5th house is also the house of romantic love. You might also feel drawn to exploring a new passion and a new hobby, and I say do it, Leos, because it is going to increase your positivity and your optimism in this lifetime. So I say it's worth it. If you are a Virgo sun or a Virgo rising, 4th of December, week before, week after, the new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 4th house of home and residence, and it is sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in your 6th house. Okay, Virgos, you are receiving fantastic news. It feels like something new is beginning in your life, in your home and family life. You're receiving fantastic news, probably from a family member, very likely connected with their health. Maybe a family member find some sort of like treatment that helps them solve a health-related issue. Maybe a family member is finally getting better if they suffered from anything health-wise. You could also be starting off a new chapter in your private life and in your home life that is also connected in one way or another with your work. So I'm thinking maybe you're starting to work from home in one way or another, or maybe you are relocating as a result of changes that have been happening in your work sector. You're very excited about it. So I'm not seeing you thinking, oh no, I need to move houses, I need to relocate, oh my days, this is so annoying. No, I see you being super, super excited about it. It feels like a new, exciting adventure. Some of you Virgos might be buying a house. If not, you can move into a new property. It feels like the fresh kind of start to that you needed and that you worked hard to achieve in this area of your life. Now, if you are a Libra sun or a Libra rising, on the 4th of December, the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius is happening in your 3rd house, and it is sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in the 5th house of passions, of hobbies. So some Libras are probably going to buy a new car around this time. I see a new mode of transportation coming into your life. Some Libras are embarking upon a new adventure of an educational nature. So you could be signing up to a course, to a class on a topic that you're passionate about. Some Libras might be going back to school in some shape or form. Some of you might start learning a new language, or it feels like you're learning a new language. Even if you're not learning a foreign language, maybe you're starting to learn, I don't know, like coding or a new kind of like a new set of rules when it comes to language. For those of you who have siblings, you can receive very, very good news from siblings. Maybe they're having a child, or maybe they're falling in love. But I see you feeling optimistic and positive for what's to come in your siblings' life as a result of this. Look back, Libras, at what was going on in your life in the area of education and siblings in this sector of your life between the 28th of March and the 10th of April, because there can be a reflection of themes, a crystallization of themes coming up at this eclipse. Now, if you are a Scorpio sun or a Scorpio rising, this new moon solar eclipse is taking place in your 2nd house of income, and it is sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in your 4th house. I like this. Why? Because you seem to be making more money, Scorpios. So you are either bringing into your life a new source of income, you're having some sort of epiphany in terms of how you make your money at this time. You could be receiving some sort of new job offer. So your financial sector is taking a turn for the absolute better. And it feels like this new source of income into your life is allowing you to build something in your home life, to build something in your residence sector that you've wanted to do for a long time. So to give you a very kind of like straightforward example, let's say you get a promotion or you start making more money, or a new source of income comes knocking at your door, and finally you've got the necessary funds to move into a bigger house or to start renovating the house. It's great news. My dear Sagittarians, you are the stars of this eclipse, Sagittarius suns and Sagittarius risings. The eclipse is happening in your 1st house of identity. It's a solar eclipse. You are being transformed at your very core, my dear Sagittarius. You are changing your image at the time of this eclipse, week before, week after. You're changing your image in the world. You're changing your sense of self. You are probably discovering a new side to yourself. You're ready to share this new side with the outside world. It's almost like you are ready to communicate your new identity to the outside world. It can be something that happens as a result of what's been going on, let's say, in your career sector, Sagittarius. Why? Because this eclipse is conjunct Mercury, and Mercury is the ruler of your 10th house. You might also feel like a new person, like a brand new you, as a result of some of the changes that you've made in your relationship sector, because Mercury also rules your 7th house. In any case, you've got news for the world. You feel like a new person. You feel like a newborn. You feel like you've accessed some sort of new source of energy in your life, and you are ready to start building up on that, and maybe even learning more about how you can grow in this new life path, in this new life direction. Capricorns, Capricorn suns and Capricorn risings, 4th of December, give or take a week before a week after. We have a new moon solar eclipse in your 12th house, and it is sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in your 2nd house. It looks like at this point in time, you are having some sort of epiphany, Capricorns, about valuing your private life, about valuing also time spent away from the world, about valuing rest, about valuing spirituality and your connection with your higher self and your connection with the divine. You could have some sort of revelation on a spiritual level. You could have a very powerful transformative experience at this time that opens up your heart and your head to some of your blind spots. It's like all of a sudden you glare a light on your blind spots and you realize, oh my days, I did not know that I could do this, or I did not know that this part of me existed within me. I did not know that I could access it. There's also a possibility that you might receive the opportunity to make money from kind of like a new source, but it's something that you're keeping hidden from the outside world. It feels like something that you're doing behind the scenes. Maybe you're not yet comfortable with sharing it with the outside world for reasons connected with your image and with your status, Capricorns. In any case, you seem to be super excited. Aquarius suns and Aquarius risings. On the 4th of December, week before, week after, the new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 11th house of long-term goals, plans, and dreams, as well as friends, and it is sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in your 1st house. You are embarking upon a new journey to fulfill one of your long-term goals and dreams, my dear Aquarius, at this time. It feels like you are ready to finally tackle it. It feels like you're mature enough, you're committed enough, you're responsible enough to tackle this long-term goal and plan. You might also start feeling finally very excited about the future, because this year has not been an easy year for you Aquarians, and it looks like now you have things to look forward to, and you're starting to hash out your goals and your objectives for the year ahead. This can also be a time when you enter into a new community, enter into a new tribe, and you step in as someone who's an expert, as someone who's an authority in that field, as someone who knows what they're doing, and you're being regarded and also welcomed as the professional, as the authority, as the experienced one, as the wise one. You might also receive some sort of like fantastic news. As you can tell, this is a great eclipse. Really, whatever comes your way, folks, it is a great eclipse. Embrace it. You might also receive some really good news connected with work from a friend. Maybe they're coming to you and saying, don't you want to collaborate on this? Don't you want to work together on this? I think you'd be perfect for this particular project. Look back at what was going on in the area of plans for the future and friends and collaborators, Aquarius, between the 28th of March and the 10th of April earlier this year, because you could be going kind of like full circle, or whatever came up around the 28th of March until the 10th of April might finally come to fruition or crystallize or materialize properly at the time of this eclipse. Pisces suns and Pisces risings, 4th of December, week before, week after, you have a solar eclipse. So obviously a new beginning, a culmination. It's like a new moon on steroids. It's very powerful in your 10th house of career. It is sextiling Saturn in Aquarius in the 12th house. It looks like you finally have the courage to to step in a new career direction, Pisces. This is a time when you might be changing career paths altogether, or you might be ready to acknowledge to the outside world that you have decided to pursue a new career path. You might receive this sort of like outstanding and super exposed position in a company that maybe is not related to the industry that you've worked in up until this point. It's like you're stepping in a new industry. You could be stepping on a new career path altogether. You're sharing this with the outside world at this time, my dear Pisces. Your reputation and your place in the world is changing, is shifting. It is being renewed. It is going through a process of tremendous transformation. You're excited about the future. As I said, new journey, new adventure. That is the keyword for this eclipse. And it is sextiling the eclipse, Saturn and Aquarius in the 12th house. This could be something that you've been planning to do for quite some time. Maybe you've been working on this move for quite some time behind the scenes. And now you're like, okay, I am making this announcement because I am ready. You could also be changing your status at this time drastically. Many times when the 10th house is activated, I've noticed that people could get engaged, married, or they could change their status from like being a non-parent or someone without children. God, like, why do I come up with these random names? They can become a parent. So it's almost like the outside world is going to look at you completely differently. Your reputation has shifted, and you're ready for it. That's how I see it. Very interestingly, Mercury, which is conjunct the eclipse, also rules your 4th house of home. You could be announcing to the outside world something that's been happening in private in your home and family life at this time. I like it, Pisces. I like it for everyone, folks. Please let me know how the eclipse goes for you. As you have already noticed, I can't wait for it to come about. I feel like it is the breath of fresh air that we all need, and it's giving us some clarity for the future. Remember, if you want to work with me, you can find me on my website, which is writteninthestars-astrology.com. So that is writteninthestars-astrology.com. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm actually quite active on Instagram, especially on stories. Almost every day or every other day, I post updates on stories. My handle is @RUX, Rux Unbelievable, in one word. Rux Unbelievable. I will see you next time, folks, and don't forget to comment, please, please, please. I'm super, I'm super kind of curious to see how the eclipse plays out for you. Thank you. Bye.